Good morning, everybody. It's Saturday. It's race day in Maryland. We are here to cover the Savage Race Pro Wave. With me from his amazing Shoe Hall of Fame studio in Kenosha, Wisconsin. It's Bracken Crocker. What's up, Bracken?
Wow. That's close. That's very close to where I'm coming to you from. Matt, this is our, fourth coverage? And every single one feels like it's the first one because I'm just that excited that races are back.
It feels like the first time. Where are you coming from? I mean, you have to give your address, but where are you coming
Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
What did I say?
Kenosha.
Oh, okay. You know, it's
close.
I heard it was actually pronounced Milwaukee.
Yeah, it's Latin.
It's not true at all.
No, it's not. And it's also not Milwaukee.
Come on, don't you know that famous sketch? Bracken, it's a very famous sketch where Alice Cooper, I know you're close to my age, where Alice Cooper comes on Wayne and Garth's show and he's like surprisingly full of all this knowledge.
No, I know the reference. However, okay. I am one of the minority in that I just have no love for Wayne and Garth. And so I just don't watch any of it and never have.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you are definitely here to get Savage Race coverage, and you are going to get it. But while we are waiting for Savage to come on the line on the ground, we're going to have this discussion because, yes, they were overused. They became, like there wasn't memes yet, but like everybody said, like Schwing and the other things that they said, like the same way that Borat got overused, but they were funny.
Yeah, and I'm not one to judge what other people find funny. It just never tickled my funny bone personally. Before the overused, before the oversaturated, it's not my sense of humor.
All right. You want to take a look at the map while we wait for Savage to get on here, to get on this? We're assuming they're busy firing up the Savage ship.
Yeah, nothing could make me happier than some map footage here.
How much time did you study? Do you study maps when you were running, Bracken?
I study them pretty in depth. I want to be able to know the whole course without looking at the map.
All right. What do you notice about this map? I assume you've spent some time with it.
This strikes me as, I mean, this is going to sound boring, but a prototypical Savage Race map.
In what way?
In that there is a decent spread of obstacles, but you have two major clusters and the rest are slightly spread with a couple of bouts of running in between, and that your major players are towards the finish line. In fact, right at the finish line this time with Savage Rig right there.
Yeah, I like that they always mix it up. In Georgia, they've been here multiple times, but we get some of the same course, but they do try to mix it up. For example, sometimes Colossus is at the end, sometimes it's not. So you can never get just like used to like, oh, well, here comes this thing.
Yeah, but I think what makes this course unique is it's very similar to Georgia in my mind. It's less of the pancake, flat, wide open Savage that a lot of people think of when you think of the Texas and the Florida. This has a bit more course to it.
All right, I'm having a mouse issue because I want to come back to us here. What the heck's going on with my mouse? Stand by, Bracken. Stand by.
I'm standing by. I'm going to fill it with some time talking about the course.
Go ahead.
One of the hardest things to do in the sport of OCR in terms of technicality is to do rig work. So anything hanging or suspended with your hands cold, wet, and when you're really tired. And you're going to come off Colossus and have to go right into the rig today. Is that correct? Am I reading this correctly?
I believe you are, yes.
Obstacle 25 to 26, you're really going to have about 10 to 20 seconds maybe climbing out of the water. And getting out of Colossus is just more tiring than you'd expect it to be. Plus, it's the last 10th of the mile of the whole course. So you're going to be at your most fatigued, and your grip will be at its most fried, and your hands will be at their wettest as you hit the Savage Rig. So one of the things I want to get immediately when this these cameras on course do get up and running is I want to get footage on what that rig looks like today for people. And I'm glad it's really visual for us today, since it's going to be right at the finish line, because you're going to hit it at your absolute worst.
Yeah, they were giving us rig previews, then those kind of went away. I think people were asking, can we test on it? Can we not test on it? Yeah. Steven, can you pronounce that last name, Bracken?
Skufska.
Says, good morning, guys. Thanks for the coverage.
That's
now you said
now
you said immediately. Is that a Midwestern thing?
Did I not say? Yeah, I say immediately.
Yeah, I have a friend from Michigan, and she says immediately. It's actually not that, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I think it's.
What would you say? Immediately.
Immediately, yeah. But apparently, I say orange wrong according to my children.
It's cultural differences, Matt.
How do you say it?
Orange.
That's how I say it.
I think we hear what we want to hear.
What is the temperature at start time? Asks Bradley Frost. We're going to learn very soon. I'm not sure what's happening.
Is that a burner account that only asks about weather?
No, that's Bradley Frost, aka Frosty. We call him. He's a member of the Gray Beret. You know those old guys down here in Georgia.
They're just always asking about weather.
No, they're not always asking about weather.
Just a fitting last name.
Rachel Wisner says hi from wherever she's checking in from. Let us know where you're checking in from as we kill time here in these final minutes leading up to the broadcast.
It's supposed to be 48 degrees at during the race today. I don't know if that's at race time or at race finish. I didn't really check into that too deeply, but 48 degrees is what we're going to target here. We'll say plus or minus 2. That's chilly enough that when you get wet, grip will become less tactile.
Where is Kevin Thompson Johnson? Kevin Thompson. I'm not sure.
These are the questions that we need answered.
Welcome from Richmond, Virginia. Carl Davis from Georgia. Thanks for checking in. I like that the Facebook pops up your actual picture. I kind of like that.
Yeah. Well, Matt, we have 8 minutes until the alleged start time.
Ronald Mix, first Savage will be in Ohio. I might pull an audible and pick up the phone, call someone, let's figure out what the heck is going on.
So if the race indeed starts in 8 minutes, and if we indeed have a stream, let's talk about a few of the athletes that we might possibly be watching on.
Absolutely. Let's quickly welcome Robbie all the way from Scotland. Thank you, Robbie, for checking in. Go ahead, Bracken.
Well, we have, I would say, the most stacked at the top end race for sure on the men's side, maybe not the women's side, that we've seen yet this year. So we have Ryan Woods, Ryan Kempson, Robert Killian coming out.
We have a Lee. We have a Lee spotting.
Hey,
Lee, here you are.
How are you?
We're great. Can we get a sideways phone, please?
Oh yeah.
Are we starting in 7 minutes? And when I say sideways, I mean just turn the phone off and leave us. That's what I meant. Lydia, Wentland Fogg, our first Savage. Awesome. Have a blast out there. Have a great time. Lots of people racing today are watching this. Brittany Pickering, can't wait. 10 a.m. start time. Nephew's first Savage at 12. Love it, love it, love it. Sophia says, here we go. Sophia says, he didn't read the manual. Bracken, when you get a electronic item,
Mm-hmm.
do you fire that thing up and hope it works and then kind of read the directions when shit goes wrong, or do you open the actual manual first? I'm
a manual guy.
Yeah, I figured.
I'm just old enough.
I had you be a manual guy. Well, it's not just it's a personality thing. Lloyd Parker is checking in from Gainesville, Florida. Welcome, Lloyd. Lloyd, can you text your fellow Savage mates and tell them to use that link I sent them? We had a Lee for about 5 seconds. He went away. But we need a Bo. Hang on, I'm getting a text.
Where's the truck, Matt? We toss it to the truck at this point and they take care of things.
Right.
Anyways, back to our previously started banter. Ryan Woods, Ryan Kempson, Robert Killian highlight the top of the field. And then we lost last minute I guess you could call it the dark horse contender, which would be Jordan McDougal. Jordan McDougal, are you aware of the McDougal family?
I am not, but I believe that Jack Bauer told me he ran with one of the brothers.
He is one of the brothers.
No, Bauer ran with one of the brothers.
Oh, Bauer. I was going to say yes. McDougal is one of the McDougal brothers. Well, Jordan and Josh are the McDougal brothers, and when I was down at Campbell University.
Hang on. We've got a live shot here.
Oh my goodness!
All right, we've got a live shot of the start. It looks like. Can we get a little bit closer?
What was the selling point you gave me of this venue, Matt?
Well, I said
coverage.
I said it's going to be great coverage if we have good athletes and a good signal. And we are not having great signal. There we go. All right, let's get a little sound here. Go ahead and unmute yourself there so we can find out when they're going to start. And here's Lee.
Hey, I'm back.
Okay, here we go.
So,
Got to see.
Go ahead, Matt.
No, you go ahead. Tell us what you got there, buddy.
So we're getting all set up now. He's just giving the briefing to the pros so they know what's going on, and they're about to enter the corral in probably 30 to 60 seconds.
All right. You're on a vehicle, I'm guessing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I was gonna say if someone else could get us a nice shot before the vehicle so we just see their faces before they start. Can we do that? Is that possible?
I'm going to get him in the corral, and then I'll be the camera guy.
Yeah. That's what I thought. And who's on the other one? Who's on the
The
second
other one
cam?
will be Mr. Bo Burton.
Okay, awesome. Well, let's put you in solo mode here, buddy. There we go.
So we're going to be, there's a couple parts where they'll be entering the woods and popping out on the other side. So we're going to have to pass the football back and forth a little bit for the male and female leads.
Okay, while we're doing the national anthem, Tyler says, can I chase Bracken tonight at Dark Ages? Do you know what that means, Bracken?
Yeah, there's a local OCR race, Highlander Assault, and they have their Dark Ages race tonight, 10:30 p.m. start time, a headlamp, mandatory OCR race in the woods.
Sounds fun.
It is. I don't know if I'm going yet, but if I go, it's gonna be a blast.
You're seriously debating going? You can't stay up that late.
Well, that's one of the problems, right? I'm gonna need an afternoon nap.
The old disco nap. What's our temperature this morning, Lee?
66 degrees, perfect for racing.
Oh.
What happened to 48?
Well, it's warming up quickly now that the sun is out.
My intel was terrible.
So we have a live violin playing.
I was going to ask what instrument that was. Play ball.
Well, Matt, all that talk about weather impacting wet, cold hands, that changes a little bit now.
Katie Willman playing the violin. Very cool. Very cool. Don't know how Savage made that happen, but that was super cool.
So Savage uses a lot of that plasticized material, whether it's on the cheese board or others, and that gets really, really slick with dew. So looking today, seeing the sun already out, that's going to burn up a lot of that dew, and we won't struggle with that as much.
Well, hold on. Also, the rig is right after Colossus, so right when you dunk in your pond, you're immediately going onto the rig.
All right, let's see who we got here. A little shaky on the, a little fuzzy on the camera. Where's our Kempson? There he is. Where's our Killian? Where's that bald? Where's that beautiful bald man?
He's sitting in the booth with you.
There's Killian. There's Dustin Livingood representing the Masters out there. Dustin's been around forever. Great dude. There's Woodsy.
Woodsy's looking fit again.
Isn't he, though?
Welcome. Got a strong field today. Woo!
We do have a strong field today. We have somebody asked about red shorts. We have no red shorts today. Jared could not get off work, unfortunately. Someone's asking about Yuri. I haven't spoken to Yuri yet this year. Have you, Lee?
All right.
Negative.
On time. What is up, gentlemen? Y'all ready? 5.8 miles.
5.8. Did you hear that, Bracken?
That's hefty.
That's going to be over quick.
Well, you might think that, but the terrain is pretty extreme. Start it up.
Bradley said Air Force Ken is there. Is that true?
He is, but I don't believe he's running.
Oh.
Okay.
And there they go. Do we know who this tall gentleman is in the lead here? This our what do you call it? Our bullet here, our rabbit.
Am I going to get us in trouble if I say here's our obligatory pacer?
Oh geez. Oh geez.
Tell you what, he looks strong and fast.
That's our new go-to.
Yeah, he's looking good.
That's our new go-to.
He's Superman.
I have watched several thousand races over my lifetime, Matt, and I could say there's probably single digit of those that someone has gapped the field by more than the field has gapped last place in that first quarter mile and hung on to win. So we might be seeing history in the making right now.
Somebody said
Stay
that's
on the
Josh
course.
Chase.
That would be fantastic.
He does have Josh's frame.
You can be right on the course the whole way until we get to the woods.
Yep, that's what I was going to say.
Well, I love a good shakeup because at
stay on the
some
grass,
point
slow it down a little bit.
the guys have to decide whether to take him seriously or not.
There, well, we'll see.
I mean, the smart money is that they don't care right now, but if he makes it a mile and a half, suddenly they got to
Well,
start chasing.
We're already starting to see the gap being closed, my friend.
Yes, we are. So my curiosity today is, will Killian try to run with the two Ryans from the start, or is he playing the long game and maybe playing for third?
But can you with a race this short though? I mean, it's not a beast or anything.
I'm talking fitness-wise. He is self-admittedly not in his top OCR shape. Hasn't even tried to be. He's been doing a lot of his high rock stuff. He's in bulking season. So is Killian going to be Killian, or is he going to play for third, which he doesn't do very often?
All right. As we come up to Scornhole here, the first obstacle.
Kempson's out.
He's already gone.
Yeah. And this is what's dangerous for Woodsy here, because Kempson is very, very smooth and efficient and pretty fast and aggressive in and out of savage obstacles. And Woodsy's good through them too, but every time Kempson can come through and put on 30 meters like this or 20 meters, Woodsy has to dig a little bit deep earlier than he'd really want to keep Kempson in sight, because Kempson's not a guy you want to give a lead to.
You gotta go in the grass.
I'm trying to mute him. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a mouse issue over here. I don't know what's going on.
Now they're off into the woods.
All right, so we have the women's field.
Before race day. Slow down. Stop here. We really got to ride together next time before race day.
I want to get these women
right
up.
on the course the whole time.
I apologize,
Stay a little
viewers.
bit
I'm having
further
a
ahead.
damn mouse issue.
But we're on
The guys
grass,
head
stay a
off
little
into
bit
their
closer.
first technical section before spitting back out here, and Woods has closed that gap down a little bit, but right from the start, these two are
Rachel,
not holding back pace-wise.
Go ahead. Hey, I was wondering about the time.
All right, hang on one second.
I don't want to leave someone volunteer out here.
All right, let's roll.
Okay, so Killian's is back up to third now.
Perfect.
Matt, we've got stop motion animation today.
Yep. Get ahead of them. You're about to block them.
And the women are off. I was trying to get the women there.
Just in time.
Perfect.
Yeah, there we are.
Well, it wasn't a battery issue. Thought it was my battery. Well, we got the back of the women's field. That's
Now,
the
this
man-
is exactly how Woods
All right,
ran
after they pass, we'll
in
cut 'em up on
Florida
other
at the
side.
first race of the U.S. National Series.
Now, who's ever on the
pressure.
women's field has got a better phone. I can tell you that because we're in the same spot, but better. It appears to be better coverage.
Yeah. Woodsy never once ran at the front of a pack in Jacksonville, but he hung the entire time and ended up having a fantastic finish as a result. And this seems to be what he's doing right now, is just maintaining on Kempson. He's not making any attempt to get past him yet, which is a little different from young man Woods that we used to see. Is this 42-year-old Woods version, or is
Get the
this just him
sideways angle
waiting a
and
bit?
go off. And then after they do that, we're going to do all
Or is
the way
Kempson
around
really
the
that
outside.
fast and fit right now that Woods isn't making a choice? He's just relegated to where he is. Here we go. So it looked like Miranda Kilpinski out front, but again, a little bit choppy footage here.
Apparently my phone is like trash is what they're telling me.
Yes, Lee. I need you to mute yourself too, buddy. Go ahead and mute yourself. I'm gonna get the women's field up here. Bracken, you don't have any control, do you? I apologize, viewers. I'm trying to get a hold of this. You don't have any control of any of this, do you?
No, I do not. Well, Kempson now has, looks like, doubled the gap he had. Still a small gap, but it's doubled. Oh, wow,
We're gonna
vertical.
Well, we're gonna go. Yeah, we need a. There we go. All right.
Now, to me, that looks like Miranda Kilpinski in first.
Yeah, signal much better on this phone, guys. It actually looks like somebody we know.
We heard Tiffany Palmer showing up today, and she's obviously going to be in the mix. She's been in the mix pretty much all the Savage and Spartans that she's run in recent years.
Somebody said, "Is Killian injured?" Yes, he says he's nursing an injury. But you know, Bracken, I think I've said this before. It feels as though everyone's always nursing something. Yeah, if you're racing in the season.
Yeah, and he did hurt his calf in at High Rocks, but kind of the way we like to look at it is that as soon as you toe the line, everyone's healthy and fit, and all there is the race. Like everyone brings something into it, but it doesn't give you any extra time on course. So if you're here, you're healthy, and if you're not, then you stay home. And if you can make it there, you're fine. That's not actually how you feel, but like it's not worth talking about, because as soon as you have to talk about one person's, then everyone else is like, well, I got this thing hanging on too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So in that first group, we saw Chrissy McFarland's up there. She has the black fading down to red tank on top. Look like Tiffany Palmer and Miranda Kilpinski.
Correct.
And Miranda, I'm not sure if it's Kyle Pinsky or Kielpinski. So my apologies on your last name, but it is Miranda. That I can say correctly.
What about, did we see Dixie or Sarah up there or no?
Again, with the choppiness of the feed, it was hard for me to pick off if Sarah and Dixie were there.
All right. Whoever's on this phone, if you can you oh, Lee's back. Going to be back in a second.
What you need, Matt? This is Bo.
on the
Hey,
ladies.
Bo, we're just trying to just clarity on names on these top 3-4 women.
I think, what did you say the first girl's name was? You knew her, and then it looks like Rachel's in second, Tiffany's in third, and I'll get the fourth place on you. I'll get the fourth place. There's Meg there in fifth.
Meg Julian.
Yeah,
Fourth was Chrissy.
Yeah, somebody said Rachel Crigliano. I knew she looked familiar. Is Rachel there?
she's in
Rachel's the
second.
one in long
Yeah, Rachel's
pants,
in
I
second
believe.
right now.
Okay, yeah. So we didn't have her in our preview list of who was going to be there. So I guess she was a last minute ad. When I said that looks like somebody, that's who I meant. I couldn't think of her name. Yes, Rachel. Rachel was in the lead, and now you're saying she's in second.
Yeah, I believe she has long black pants on today in second. So if,
Yeah,
if we're
I knew
right-
I recognized her. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Please don't hate on us when we have a. Yeah, you can help us actually. Seth Rindernecht says Rachel running up front. So yeah, you can help us, audience. Don't hate, only help.
So our believed top 4 order right now is Miranda 1, Rachel 2, Tiffany 3, and then we would have Chrissy McFarland 4th. Slight gap, and then a few more women after that.
So that was Chrissy, right? We just saw, right?
I believe Chrissy's right there in 4th with that.
Right. So
red
who's
and
an
black top.
All-American shorts there in third?
You
That would
nailed
be
it.
Tiffany.
That's the top 4 right now. That's the top 4. You nailed it.
Thanks, buddy.
Tiffany's got the long compression socks on. Rachel in black pants today.
All right.
Now Miranda's coming off a successful weekend down at Charlotte where she had back-to-back podiums. So she's not a flash in the pan here. She will be a contender all day. So we don't have to worry about her getting out too fast and not holding on.
Is there anything you notice, Bracken, about stride or pace with these ladies early on?
Yeah, right away, Miranda looks great. Chrissy in the back is kind of looking the way that you look when you're the last person in that front group. She seems to be laboring a bit. But I mean, that's the game, right? A lot of people at Savage know I'm here for the grip obstacles. That's my bread and butter. And so I do what I have to do for the first 2 miles until we hit the first gauntlet. And then I do what I have to do for the next 2 after that till we hit the last gauntlet. So it almost doesn't matter how rough or fatigued someone might look now, because they might just be front loading all their effort to get to their grip obstacles. And suddenly another woman struggles on that rig. She gets stuck there and all that effort paid off.
That's what we saw with Rachel. With Rebecca Hammond down in Florida, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a type of obstacle race, Savages, that you can't have a weakness. You have to be able to run, but you really have to be able to have grip strength and just that technical aptitude to get through tricky rigs.
All right, Bo, we headed towards the men now?
We're not. We're dropping back in to see the ladies run through the woods.
Okay,
if you wanna jump on
No,
Go
I got
for the men.
Lee's camera. I've got Lee's camera down here, but he's not showing me much. But let me jump.
Well,
Let me add him real quick. Hey,
This is
Lee.
a tough.
Well, let's swap back.
Nice
We got
job.
women coming. Oh. So Miranda's opening up that gap.
There's
Rachel's
Rachel.
still running pretty strong. You can see that difference in aggression in her stride, though. She's running with a lot of purpose right now.
What? Oh. Did you like my sound effect, by the way? That helped.
That was you, huh?
That was me.
Oh, this is going to be a tough one here.
It seems as
This
though
is one
they
you're going to have to stand still rather than run into almost.
right. Oh, but look who got her on her first try. Look at Chrissy, first try, making a
Chrissy
move.
and Tiffany. Nice job, ladies.
Tiffany now
Nice
in
job.
first, Chrissy in second. And that's just what we were talking about, right? Now, suddenly, how much better does Chrissy look?
Exactly.
Let's go, Rachel.
Not an obstacle you think there'd be a lead change in, but sure enough, here we are. The beauty of obstacle racing.
Well, even look at here. Miranda is slighter or smaller in stature. Just she doesn't have the wingspan that Chrissy has. And she's coming off of racing in Charlotte at a different organization where they have a footstep for the female race. There was nothing like that on that wall. So it might even just be a technique, not used to having to get up over that taller wall without the extra step.
So Bracken, I like the run and push because when your front of your foot, whatever you call that, forefoot hits the wall, you actually send yourself up unless you're super, super muddy.
Now, is that a racer stuck down in a ditch?
Hang on.
Can we go back?
Trying to unmute. Who is
Oh
that?
yeah,
Who is that?
that's one from the male pro wave. I think he started a little later.
Oh, okay.
He found
He's going the wrong
he found
way?
his way. No,
He
he's
just
going the correct
emerged
way.
from the mud.
He went straight through the middle. You see some of the first ladies. They know to go along the edge.
Well, if you see a
It's some
guy
very-
dying, if you
See,
see
look
a
at
guy-
this. Look at this. Look at this. If you choose the wrong path here, you're knee to waist deep stuck in mud. Look how frustrating that would be. Oh my goodness.
We'll get some video of this later. We're gonna make sure we get back out front. I just wanted to see that mud spot. You guys can mute me. I'm gonna huff and puff back to the cart.
Okay. So as I was saying, Bracken.
Yeah, wall technique.
Yeah. What you're what are you? 6'1"? What are you?
6 foot.
All right. What's your go-to move?
Yeah, I like run and plant and kick off, but with the women who are used to having a kind of a kick plate there to step on, that run and plant isn't really a ingrained process with them. And that's, you could see then they had to take a couple tries to figure out how to get that run and plant.
And waiting for Lee to hopefully get us back to the men. I think he was switching phones. Let's see if we can bring him in. Lee, hey buddy.
Hey, so we're set up at Lumberjack. Kempson and Woodsy entered the loop with Killian about 30 seconds behind. They're in the loop now. They'll probably be back out in 2 or 3 minutes. It's 0.75 miles.
Okay, is this you on the left sitting here? That's you?
Yep. I'm hanging out by the stack.
We have a
Here we go.
3/4 mile carry today, huh?
Correct.
That's a long. Now, that's one of the pieces that people will talk about with Savage is there really isn't that huge heavy carry, but I don't care how heavy that wood is. 1,200 meters, it's going to be a long carry.
Now, what's great is that at the end of the day,
Yeah,
you can.
that's a significant part.
Yeah, and what's great is at the end of the day, you can have a nice game of Jenga.
It's never been my first thought approaching that. Now I'm not going to be able to think of anything but that.
Right. Yeah, I've said for a while Savage should do 2 for the men. I mean, it's kind of a light thing, but hey, man, I don't get to make the rules.
No, and it changes it. Then there's the skill of trying to run fast a little bit off balance rather than just slogging away, grinding. But back to that wall, Matt, you saw right away how Chrissy, who has experience, and Tiffany experience on this type of race, that technique on a wall trumped the previous 1.5 miles of hard work running, which is really demoralizing if someone worked hard for 8-10 minutes of running to build up a gap and they lost it on one relatively simple obstacle.
See,
There's our leader. See him?
No, I didn't.
The guy in the blue top who just ran off. He was the one who was out 50 meters on the field.
Oh, okay, that guy when you said leader. Now, see what you just said about lead changes and all the work they do, like it just makes me think, why isn't obstacle racing more popular? Like that is so much, that there's so much to that. There's so much strategy, and it's so great to watch.
It is, and it's the great equalizer. We just saw someone who was struggling to hold on to the back of the run pack and suddenly was re-energized and rejuvenated in the front of the pack on one simple obstacle.
Right. And mentally you got to feel like $1 million, right?
Yeah. And it's not like a video game where you get past, you pass back, you get past, you get past back. It's mentally and physically draining to have obstacles take you out or to have running fail you.
Right.
So I will be very interested to see how Miranda responds to this, because again, she's not someone I've watched in person too often, and you learn a lot about someone when they lose their lead, what they do next.
Right. Does it demoralize them? Do they stay hungry?
Yeah. For example, if Kempson gets passed today on something like that, you're going to see an angry man charging back to the lead. What's going to happen for Miranda? Does she have that Kempson killer instinct, or is she going to throw in the towel? I doubt she throws in the towel, but I'm excited to see it.
Obstacle Racing Adventures checking in. Obstacle Running Adventures, my mistake. Running numbers don't define you. Obstacles are a needed variable to keep the sport exciting. Love it. Love it. All right, so we have a shot of Jenga and we have a shot of grass. Hopefully we'll get some athletes in here soon. Who are we going to see? Who are we going to see next?
Really long carry.
Yeah, it's pretty extreme. They should be coming out the woods any moment now.
Okay.
I mean, with any race, Matt, that you've seen in the last couple of
Here,
years,
right
have you seen a longer carry than 800 or 1,000 meters?
The one in Georgia Savage had was the longest they've ever had. It was long. I don't know what the distance was. Maybe Lee can tell us. Oh, he said they were coming out.
That
There's
man's
Josh Chase.
Josh Chase made the smart decision to not carry a log on that carry.
Is that Josh Chase?
Sure looked like him.
But-
yes, it was, but he's not to the lumberjack yet. I don't believe.
Oh,
I know.
okay.
I was just giving him a hard time.
Tamara Sean says, we'll never not think of Jenga now. That's what I do, Bracken. I just put these ideas out into the OCR universe. That's what I do.
You
Bracken.
worm your way into people's heads is what you do.
Here come the ladies. And it looks like Miranda's back in first.
Wow.
So we're going to have
Yes,
to talk
we
to
know.
her how fast she is.
Yeah. Yeah, we will. And the other thing to keep in mind is that it is early. Now, granted, she looks fantastic running right now. But a
Wait,
big
that was
surge-
Rachel. That was Rachel in the lead.
No, Rachel has long black pants on. She'll be in fourth right now.
Okay. Sorry, I got them confused.
It's all right. It's tough on this feed, isn't it? Rachel's running strong. She must
Oh,
have
we had a
lost
sweet
significant-
slow-mo of Rachel. Did you see that?
That's the production value right there. Rachel looked like she was running strong. I wonder how long it took her to get over that wall.
Ashley Lorraine says, don't sleep on Miranda. We're not sleeping on anybody.
No, in fact, she was my favorite when I announced beginning of this that she's coming off 2 podiums and she's the favorite right now.
Miranda's mom checking in.
Uh-oh.
Miranda's mom, Lorraine, checking in.
Lorraine, give us a phonetical breakdown of Miranda's last name. If you can.
Oh, the Kielpinski? Well, if it's I-E, it's E. If it's E-I, it's I. That's what I learned in German class.
Right, but my name's German and that doesn't pronounce correctly. I just want to make sure we're on the right page. Yeah, she's running strong.
She does look like Rachel for a second. Just so I'm not a total idiot.
They do both have ponytails. Look at this pack here.
Love it.
Chrissy right back to how she was. Hanging on the back of the pack, struggling to hang on in the run, and I wonder if she attacks this carry. Or if this carry is light enough that it's still a running carry.
So Lorraine, it looks like she said Kielpinski.
Kielpinski.
I-E. That's what I said. Thank you, Lorraine.
Thank you, Ms. Kielpinski.
Well, she's Crisafulli, actually. Lorraine Crisafulli.
Ah, thank you, Ms.
So now the
Lorraine.
women go off for this really long slog of a piece of wood of a lumberjack lane.
I mean, think of that. What is a really impressive running pace with that log? Maybe 8-minute pace, which makes that a minimum 6-minute carry. That's a significant chunk.
If it's even ground, right?
Right. That's somewhere between a 6 and an 8-minute carry for these top women now.
Are you a one-armed guy or a two-arms guy?
How long do you think that carry took you? 4 to 5 minutes.
Longest carry I ever had.
Tell him to stop talking and race.
I love it. Well, he's the one who asked him the question, or Bo rather. Speaking of, let's see if we can get the men. It looks like
Matt, to answer your question, I'm a one-arm speed carrier. If we're climbing up or descending, then it's probably two shoulder. All right, we got a Woodsy sighting. Kempson ahead, full 100 meters now. Kempson's just so dangerous right now. He's been on like a 2-year-long tear.
we're along the beach here in
Killian's
Maryland.
about 20, 30 seconds back.
How far is Woodsy back?
You can see Kempson's about to exit I'll get a clock on it. He hopped off at 30. Let's see here. Little wheel world action.
Wow, look at that! Quick through that obstacle.
All right, so that is 16 seconds, 15 to 16 seconds he's down right now.
Okay, how hard is that to make up?
I mean, in Savage Race, that's one fumble on an obstacle. But with Kempson, I don't want to say the race is over because Woods world class in this, but that's a daunting gap.
I'm going to ask you a mental grit question or a mental racers question. Whenever I talk to you all being pro athletes, everyone feels great. Everyone predicts themselves to do super well. And then if you don't win, you're genuinely surprised. So I talk to Woodsy a lot and I'm like, what happened? And he's like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and it's tricky because every one of those guys you talk to and women have won races.
Right.
And so in their mind, they're very justified in, like, I've beat all these people before. Why would they beat me again this time? And they're feeling good in training, and you have to come in. Like, there's no reason to show up for any purpose other than to win if you're one of the top people. You just can't have anything other than that in your mind. So yeah, it's genuinely shocking a lot of times. You'll be running there like where he is right now and thinking, how am I 15 seconds behind? I've spanked this kid before.
Right.
Yeah, that's not a feigned response. That's truly surprising because you walk in expecting that, yeah, this is my race to lose.
Going to pop up quickly to see the women coming through down here.
Got
Chrissy
two together here.
Chrissy has the 2-arm method.
Yeah.
Every person who's come by has said the length is ridiculous, and they're about halfway.
So, Matt, you ask what 15, 16 seconds is, though. One obstacle like this, look at that. Suddenly it's back down to 3 seconds.
What just happened?
This is an obstacle that Kempson's probably only done once.
And so Woodsy
Maybe
just
twice.
closed the gap. Woodsy just halved that gap or less?
Yeah, he cut it by like 2/3 right there. And then you saw him. He had a different spring in his step chasing afterwards. He smelled a little bit of blood in the water. But 15, 16 seconds in a Savage race. You look back at that mud pit that guy was in and that those women stumbled into. That's 15 seconds right there. So like the race could legitimately be over if you have a 16-second gap, and it can be erased in one little stumble like that. And that's that difference between the road racing and this, and that there's only one way to make up 16 seconds on the road. There's a handful here.
Right. Exactly. Which again, like, we're pretty excited to watch. All right, I can see you, Bo. Who are we going to see next, though? I've got 2 shots of grass. So who are we going to see next?
I'm posted up on Lumberjack waiting on the ladies here. I'm not sure where. Looks like Lee's on the other side of the farm.
All right.
This is a really cool venue. This one's on my bucket list to get out and do.
Yeah, I haven't been to this one either. I've gone to New England. I've gone to the West Coast. I'm down here in the South. I have not hit the Mid-Atlantic region a lot. I've not hit DC, Maryland, Virginia races.
Well, they're tricky because you hear Maryland, you think DC.
Miranda has really opened up a lead here on Lumberjack Lane. If you guys want to take the seconds.
Can you throw it?
You can do whatever you want. Just get past it. Nice job. Nice job. Let's go. Keep pushing.
Got a clock on this now, Matt.
You do or I did?
I do.
Okay, good. Okay, it looks like we were at whatchamacallit, pedal for the medal for a second.
Is it pedal for the medal?
Yes, get it? Because pedal to the medal is the phrase, but pedal for the medal, like you're going to win a medal. Get
That's
it?
Interesting.
Phenomenal obstacle name.
Nice job, Rachel.
Oh, Rachel made a good move here. Can you verbalize when she drops off?
She's good. There's your time.
All right,
Here's
26
Chrissy.
seconds. Oh, no,
Here's
sorry.
Chrissy.
It was a 46-second gap.
Let's go, ladies.
I
Mom
love little
check.
things like that, Matt.
The slow-mo?
They've still got a little 200 yards with a couple uphill climbs to finish Lumberjack Lane.
Oh, so that 46 seconds is not accurate. We're at a minute now since she dropped.
No, your split was accurate. I wasn't at the finish. Your split was accurate.
Okay, gotcha. Matt, when those little disruptions, having to climb over a log while carrying something, love that little stuff. Those rhythm breakers. This reminds me a bit of Georgia, Matt. little bit of Georgia on this course.
The undulating.
Yeah.
Bracken, it's a mix between Georgia and Chicago. It's the center average of those two areas.
That's a pretty good style course to find. I was surprised to see that lake run before.
All right, we've got nothing again. Let's pull up 2 nothings. See which the first one, nothing. Is that Josh Chase again, or is that our guy? That was our guy from the lead.
I'm not
Darren's
sure.
doing his first event later today. We got a lot of people watching this who are going to run later today. I love it. Have a good time out there,
One thing
Darren.
to do, get a view of the course. They now know to stay to the far left when you drop down into that ravine, that little ridge line. It drops into the forest there. Do not hit that muddy bog. Those little hurdles are the worst
Why is that?
because they're not a full obstacle, and you just always are a little surprised while you feel tired going over them.
All right, we're heading back to catch the males on Sawtooth, and then they're about to enter their finishing sequence.
Okay, sounds exciting.
It's a fast race this morning, Matt.
Well, I said 5.8.
Miranda's still running strong. Her form hasn't changed much all day long.
What do we know her background, Mom? Lorraine, what's her running? She a track star in high school. Tom's got his first OCR of the year tonight. Tom must be doing that Highland Assault.
Highlander, Matt.
Sorry,
Highlander.
my mistake.
There can only be one.
Ha! Lorraine says no. Okay, we need more than one word answers, Lorraine. Help me out here.
So either she has no athletic background or her mom is not aware of it. That no could be interpreted many ways.
Just trained herself. Okay, well, we will get her on the mic afterwards. Love it. Tom Brewbreaker doing Dark Ages.
Big surfer.
She's a big surfer. Interesting. Oh, now we definitely got to get the scoop on this.
Like big wave surfer or big into surfing. Lorraine's treating this as in tweets. She's firing off minimal character. She's keeping
Lorraine, you
some,
are not. Wait a minute. What's going on here?
she's keeping some mystery to her daughter.
All right, lower that camera, buddy. Lower that camera, Bo. There we go. Remember when they used to spray us in the face with that stuff in the early
I
days?
just always find this unnecessary.
No, I think spraying over it is okay. You're keeping
No,
it muddy.
I think so too, but
Let's follow.
you're creating unnecessary mess, and I don't like being messy.
Oh, okay. Well, in some other races that rhyme with Spartan, they used to shoot you in the face, and I yelled at a volunteer or two, like, "You can't shoot me in the head, dude."
Yeah, that's Geneva Convention and all.
Geneva Convention. Okay, so there's Chrissy. I'm sorry. There's Chrissy.
Followed by Tiffany.
Tiffany
is
is
really moving up and down in this race.
now. What do you think about this method as opposed to crawling? What she's doing?
She's trying to save her hands. She's trying to do whatever possible to keep her hands out of the mud and water. So even if she loses a few seconds there, I could see that paying off for her. If she's
Okay.
concerned about her grip, you do what you got to do.
Okay. Tamara Sean says Matt would yell at someone. Yes, absolutely. You catch me on the wrong day.
Catch you outside.
How about that?
Oh, caught me with my mason jar. Here, I think we were off screen. Production crew didn't give me a heads up.
Sorry, buddy. Okay, who we got here? Let's go solo mode on.
That's
Is that Kempson?
Yeah.
How close are we to the end here, Bo? Is that you with Kempson? Sorry, Lee.
No, we're just past mile 3. I was mistaken about the finishing sequence.
You were right. There's Big Cheese.
Now, I have not got to do this obstacle yet, I don't believe.
Honestly, there's not that much to it. It's not.
It's
Yeah,
just-
you just see just a bunch of holes, just kind of
All
go
right,
up and over.
start counting.
1, 2.
I got a clock going. You don't worry.
Okay.
Okay.
Not you, Bo. I was talking to Matt.
I was joking. All right.
We got about 10 seconds here.
Okay. So he gained. Woodsy gained a little on the low rig.
So when he
and-
dropped off, though, it's more about 14 now. he's fast through these. That's the thing. Woods is good at these obstacles, but Kempson doesn't really have any weaknesses right now either, it seems.
You can go around on the left.
Now, we're obviously not getting the full picture of what's happening on the runs, but it would seem like Kempson is just a little bit quicker through all the technical pieces.
Correct. And then Woodsy does better in the wide open stuff.
It almost looks like they're holding their own on the wide open.
Got it.
Which, if they're both fresh and maybe running side by side, that wouldn't be the case. But, you know, when you're losing a little bit through the woods, it's tough to come out and be really invigorated to run your flats.
Should we remind everyone that Brian Woods is 41 years old?
42 by championship season, right? Or is he 42 now?
He's essentially the Tom Brady of OCR, just hanging on. Like every year, it's like, is it going to be his last year?
Tom Brady of OCR, huh?
Well, that's kind of wrong. That would make him the GOAT. Bad analogy. Maybe
right.
Brett Favre or
Say Warren Moon.
Oh, now you're going old school.
Well, I mean,
Wow.
age plus always all pro, never the championship yet.
Well, it's kind of Brett Favre too. Brett
Oh,
Favre.
Guys, Rachel's taking the lead on Wheel World.
All right, let's go back to the women here.
Championships.
Oh,
Yeah, we had a finish there. She make a
all
pass.
right. That is not the technique you want. We are
And that's
losing all
Miranda.
momentum. Oh, we might have found Miranda's Achilles heel here. Oh, she's gonna have to redo it.
Yeah, you just don't want to ever be on the back of the wheel. You want one side or the other. She should just watch Chrissy.
Exactly.
I mean, really, take a couple extra. There you go. Get on the side. You don't want to leave one until you're rotating sideways to the next. There you are.
But it looks like maybe these wheels are a little rusty because Chrissy didn't move either.
Yeah, they don't seem to be tilted super much either.
Guys, I actually think the wind is pushing against them. It's 20 miles an hour or so right now.
Look
Wow.
at
See
Tiffany.
it just stopping them.
Tiffany, look at Tiffany just made her move. Oh, and they're coming off together.
So Tiffany's going to outrun Chrissy slightly here. Rachel's now had a free run. She's got a 40-second gap in first. And Miranda's got some work to do. If I were her, I would have gone to that far right side that Tiffany was on. Even if it's not better, those wheels seem to turn.
Yeah, that wind is something. Who knew? Again,
that. It blew her
another
right
thing with
backwards.
obstacle racing that you just never know. In this case, the wind is slowing down momentum on Wheel World. I wouldn't have known because I would just think it's her technique, except that when Chrissy struggled as well.
Oh man, that's brutal. So the key here is to alternate your rotation. If you rotate clockwise on one, you got to be counter on the next with a little bit of momentum. See that? It just doesn't want to. Oh, this is always so hard for me to watch.
No, me too. It's frustrating. Everyone at home is feeling the same thing. It guts all of us. You hate to see someone struggle so much.
Bowerly, whoever we got, tell her to go far right lane.
I don't think, is he allowed to do that?
I mean, that guy's chicken winging. She's not taking any rest between either. That guy got through. He went far right lane.
Yeah, she's, I think, just got that race brain going of not sure. Oh, that keeps her being her issue. See that when you talk about going alternate and she kind of keeps going back on that.
There it is. Come on.
There we go. Get that bell. Get that bell. Get it. There we
Thank
go.
goodness. All right, she got a full 2 minutes to make up here. She's running strong, but 2 minutes. Would you say less than halfway? She has time, but
I think we're a little farther than halfway, guys. I think we're about 60, 70%. But lots of obstacles still.
she's also doing the smart move and cutting on the inside of that course significantly. Now, if I were on course, not to cause an issue here, but you would read those markings as in you're skirting the edge of the dirt, not running through the dirt.
Well, is there tape there?
No, but all the arrows are on the far left there.
Right. Well, she likes the dirt. Mom is.
We got her back.
confident.
We got her tighter. We got her.
Yeah, like I said, not trying to cause problems. Just one way to get back in the race.
All right. We have any shot on the men here, Lee? Reaching to the sides into other lanes to get leverage is allowed. Is that allowed? Are you allowed to grab the other?
Negative. You are not allowed. You have to stay in your lane on all obstacles.
That's what I've been telling you, Bracken. Stay in your lane, buddy.
Come on, Matt. Don't railroad me here on national television. Look at that shot of the woods. Well, now we lost it. That's beautiful terrain right there. That's the kind of stuff every trail runner wants to get on. And it seems insignificant, but leaving these wide open, sun beating down farm fields and getting to dive down a quick little descent into those woods, it gives you a little boost.
Which part does? The coolness of the woods?
Everything about it, yeah. Yeah, getting into the shade for a second, dropping down into some real dirt and terrain. It's for a trail runner, that's a new lease on life right there.
I thought Bo was going to show us that obstacle, but he's not.
So Miranda's still running strong. But now you have to wonder what's the state of her grip right now. If she just had to spend a couple minutes fighting on one obstacle, does that, I mean, even if she runs all the way back down, does she now struggle with, Twirly Bird or the rig at the end?
Or Holy Sheets. Is Holy Sheets out here?
And I know we said we're 60 to 70%.
We got a broken gibble now.
But if the guys were only at mile 3, the women aren't there yet. So she still does have time.
We got a sweet shot of the of the car here. So let's open up this map, peek where we're at. Nope, that looks small. I don't want that. Kennedy, Maryland, we're in.
Is that Pipeville or Pipe Layer we just went through?
Pipeville.
You said Kennedyville. You got me all flustered, Matt.
Oh, great. Now I have my mouse issues again. Gosh darn it. What is going on? It's not battery, ladies and gentlemen. I just changed the batteries.
I just had a mouse go out on me last week and I had to get a new one. It's the daily struggle, Matt.
Eric Marin loves your wall, Bracken.
Thank you, Eric. Surrounded by all my favorite people at all times.
Oh, you know who's racing today? The running public and Discord's Carl Fallish.
Yep. Carl's out there. He's not in his American flag shorts from what I can tell, though.
Rachel's in first. She's at Anchorage away. I haven't seen the other two girls.
Is she approaching? Oh, she's on right now. Gotcha.
Wow, that wind.
Jeez.
What do you think, Bracken?
I think that I've never considered wind in an OCR race before. But now she's in a rough spot there. That lane's going to be tricky for a while now. Is that Carl coming through? No, that wasn't. And here we are. We talk about what's a gap in this sport. Look at this field right back together. Top 3 women all on the same obstacle at the same time. All right, so she's going to complete here. She's got a good rhythm now.
There we go.
We'll get a clock on it. Turning over the minute right now. That was a good save by Chrissy. She knocked one out of the way and then reattached to it. All right, 10 seconds behind, 11 seconds. Chrissy's about 10 to 12 behind. Tiffany had a great dismount there and comes out ahead.
And there they go. Look at this. Look at this. Gotta love seeing this.
See that little back tap there?
I did not.
Yeah, Tiffany patted her on the back as they exited that one. That's one of those, they're in the middle of a race trying to kill each other, but they know they just made up a little bit of ground on her and they came off pumped up together.
Love it. Love it. Okay, we're looking at, is this Bracken? Sorry, Ryan. Ryan Kempson here on far left.
It looks woodsy-ish to me, but I could be wrong from here.
Kempson.
It's Kempson. I was wrong. Kempson wore the split shorts today rather than his
Now we're on
compression.
finish sequence for male. What? All right.
Wow, right through.
Yeah, that
So-
was a great push off.
But I think this is not going towards the wind like the other ones are. That one's going like what do you call it? Parallel or perpendicular.
Based
He's
on their
fast.
plays, it was towards him.
Look how fast that guy is.
Yeah,
Quick
his
man.
optical technique is impeccable. Yeah. Let's watch him on the slide.
Let's watch him on the slide. Absolutely. Whee!
That's the one place on course other than a low crawl where short running shorts become a bad choice. Instant water impact wedgie.
Let's see how
This
this
is-
water affects his rig technique.
This is the technical information you come here for.
Absolutely. Here we go.
To me, that's the most tiring part of the entire Savage course,
Just-
coming out of that water.
All right, here we go. Hopping on this final rig. We got looks like cheese to
Cheese to soft rig, rope,
to
under
mop.
cargo.
Ooh, that little Kempson Designs, shades of Kempson Designs going to that thing.
That's a tricky handhold right there where you got to get both of them on one piece of cheese.
Oh, he's skipping that. He's skipping the other thing. Oh. Josh
This
Chase
is the type
gonna,
of thing you can't fake.
Josh Chase is gonna have a hard time with that one. He's 6'4", I think.
Although he'll make that gap, he'll bridge that gap a little better.
I've never even seen that ladder rope in the middle.
No.
Have you? Is that
That's
new?
our new. Yeah, that's brand new.
Love it.
This event. I didn't want to give anybody any previews.
Love
But
it.
here it is
Love it.
now. Come on,
I love it, man.
Woodsy.
Wow, that was a quick fail on Woodsy, unless he just didn't like that cheese.
Yeah, I think you didn't like that lane. This one's better.
But that's kind of when you're playing the chasing game, that 6-second reset there is just building a bigger deficit.
He's through the obstacle smoother though than Kempson. Look at him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's done nothing wrong today. He's
He's
racing really well. He's just
Yeah. facing
facing a monster.
Right. Kempson appears to be in his prime.
Yeah, he's better
Good job,
every time we
John.
see him. He's still racing hard. There's nothing wrong with what he's doing today.
Billy Smith doing my first today at age 60. Watching this scares me. Bill, I'm telling you, man, you can do it. If you fail an obstacle, no biggie. Learn and keep moving. You can do this.
Yeah.
This is also harder than it looks.
Yeah, definitely. That's one that doesn't translate to screen the way it feels in real
Cool.
life.
I'm gonna walk up on him.
Okay, so it looks like they're finishing now. Yes?
Yep, that's it. So now the question becomes, does Dustin Livingood or someone else run down Killian?
We haven't seen, unfortunately, it's just the cameras. We've seen the man. Let's let them catch their breath a little bit. I mean, keep the audio running. We can hear what they're saying, but I don't want to bum rush them.
And I wouldn't mind a view on that battle for third if it happens.
My first cheese board went down sideways, so I dropped the. Well, I mean, I did drop.
Who's in sight on third there, Lee? Anyone?
All over the course out there. There is a lot of lost people out there.
Yeah, we had one group. They found a piece of tape that was busted, and they all. One person ran through, and they all followed him.
There's lots of cross sections there.
Yeah.
I thought you went down later. There's kind of a mess at the end. Like,
If we can, let's get back to that rig.
Yeah, let's head back to that. I'll see if I can catch who's coming up in third.
So did you say that the lead people, like third through whoever, is the ones that are lost?
No, it was they were like 20th through 30th.
Oh, okay, good.
Let's head back to rig.
Were you at that first Ultra Beast in Virginia, Bracken, where one got lost?
Virginia or
Sorry.
Killington?
Killington, sorry.
Yes, I was.
Did you finish?
Yeah, because I went there to race the Beast that day.
What it
So
was?
we were out ahead of that. I did the Ultra, but because it was unplanned, I was out racing the Beast, and we were ahead of that group that got off course.
Did you make
All
the
right,
podium
guys.
that day?
We
Yes,
got
sir.
Killian
Both races.
up in
We'll
third.
talk about it later. Who is that?
Killian.
Killian.
Okay, good. Good for
First
Killian.
cheese board, he's through.
Killian hasn't done one of these.
Pardon
Has
me?
he ever done it? He hasn't done a Savage, has he?
No.
Oh, and he's
Looking
tallish, right?
good.
Yeah.
He's taller than either of those two guys. Oh,
Look at that. Dustin coming through, I assume. You don't want to be in a battle at the end of a race with
Sorry, sir.
Dustin on obstacles.
are we positive that's living good? I did say I did
No.
put potential dark horse. There he goes.
No, we're not positive on it, but that I'd imagine that he would be the guy hunting.
Looking good.
Although that gap's growing bigger and bigger.
That is not Dustin.
It is not.
Oh, do you see this? They pull down. That's new too, isn't it?
Yes,
Oh
sir.
yeah.
Wow, look at this. I love the creativity.
Call it the slip ring.
Who is this? That's not Dustin.
Ask him when he's finished. Don't talk to him now.
Oh,
Come on, finish. Kick that bell. Kick that
Yeah.
bell.
we just
Kick
switch lanes. What's our rule on that?
He's gonna fail.
So
Oh,
you
we
gotta
switched
stick to,
lane.
you gotta stick to one lane in order to complete it without being disqualified.
Oh, that's brutal.
You can do it. Don't give up. Don't give up.
At this point, he should backtrack one ring,
Yes,
get some momentum going.
he won't let go. He's gonna be caught by whoever's next.
Good
Yeah, there
try.
you go. Tell him to stick in one lane next time, though. Yeah. Oh, wait, who's this?
I don't know.
This is fourth place against a stacked field. You got to be happy with fourth, whoever does it. Man, I love this. I love that you're mixing it up every time, dude. This is awesome. And it's not impossible. They're difficult, but not impossible. This is not one of those like 1% stupid things, you know?
That's a
Well, it
goal.
also goes to show that you can have some obstacle standardization without having to make the exact same obstacle every single week.
Oh, whoever this is just worked his way into fourth with ease. Wow. Don't know who that guy is. He just nailed it. Oh, let's get a shot of the women here. Oh,
To me, it feels like we might have some people off course who are up here in the third through fifth battle that maybe didn't do the
No
whole
feet on
course.
the pipes. No feet on the truss. Disqualified. Retry. Come on, you know better than to use your feet on the truss, guy.
yeah, he's got an OCR shirt on. He's got
Look
like
at
a
Rachel's been caught.
The top three ladies are all within 10 seconds of each other. We're gonna try to keep up with them here. It's a little zigzag through the woods.
Lee, I think you can hear me. See if you can keep those guys nearby for the finish. We'd love to talk to them, but we want to watch the women here for a minute. But don't let them run away. It's a nice day, so they shouldn't run off.
Lee, was there a chance that some of those guys on that rig were part of a group that maybe got off course? I don't want to take anything away from them, but that's not the group I expected to see on that rig at the finish here. And I will humbly apologize if they all did the whole course and just nailed it.
Well, getting lost usually means you do more, not less, but I guess we'll find out.
Although they said there's a lot of crisscrossing, there's a chance. No, either that maybe they did the full course and some other people ahead of them got routed off course.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's more likely.
But there's about 5 or 8 guys who I'd expect to come through in that 4th through 10th spot, and I didn't see any of them.
Ken C is saying they're lost. Ken, can you be more specific? I'm guessing that you're there right now watching your wife. So tell us more specifically, Ken.
Define they and tell us where. And I'll be a happy man, Air
Right.
Force Ken. Is Air Force Ken one of the great underappreciated racers of all time?
I mean, we all know him. If you've been around the Savage world, you know he's got about 20 of those axes.
So he has wins over Yuri, myself. I think he's beat Woods, but I'm not sure. He's beat VJ.
Wow.
He's got the scalps to go with anyone in the sport.
Did he?
All-time win was that win over VJ in Ohio. All time. That's recent, not when he was a spry young 25,
Ken
30
Ken is
year
now
old.
saying many guys off course, but who? Leaders, not leaders? Who's off course, Ken? This is like talking to her mom, like little one-word answers. We're struggling.
Ken and Lorraine have a collusion going.
Did he also beat Hunter? Didn't Hunter come in second or third at a Savage? one?
Yeah. Either Yuri definitely beat him. I don't know if Ken did. But Ken's a pit bull out there on course.
Yeah, I've seen Ken chase people down. I've seen at multiple races, Spartan, Savage.
And he'll show up anywhere. He'll show up to stadium races. He'll show up. He just pops up place. Like today, he shows up not even racing.
So Ken is saying, showed up at Cargo Nat. Yes, Woods. Not sure who they are, man. Can you decipher what that means?
Ken was out last night. So again, no respect to that group of guys, but that was not who I'd expect to be coming through in that 4th through 10th range. So it will be interesting to see the timing chip shake out at the end of all this.
All right.
Because you'd expect Seth Bowmiller, Carl Fallish, who else do we have? Dustin Livinggood, that whole group of guys to come through in that next wave.
Right.
This battle here. Is that Tiffany and Rachel? Tiffany's been steady Eddie all day. Never higher than second, never worse than 4th. She's just been there, though. Maybe she hasn't been going up and down as much as the other women around her have been moving up and down. Uh-oh, is this first taste of the lead for Tiffany?
Look at this. Look at this.
It's official.
Wow.
Get off and go, Tiff.
And again, technique. She was leaning a little bit more forward. She didn't hesitate.
Yeah.
I mean, again, an obstacle is quote unquote simple as this. There was just a lead change.
And we have Chrissy.
Chrissy's doing it the same way. Just lean forward and go. That's kind of the way to do it. New people hesitate and they fall in.
You know what's
Guys,
interesting on that?
We're gonna zoom back to Sawtooth, and it'll be the obstacles pretty much there on out for these ladies.
Excellent. Look at that grouping. It's interesting on that balance beam obstacle map because most people start very slow and then they get 2/3 or 3/4 through and they can see the end, so they just run the rest of it.
Right.
But it doesn't get downhill or easier at the end. You just decide, yeah, I can run this.
Right.
So in theory, everyone should just run onto it and run off, but there's just no way to approach that with that kind of confidence.
Well, but that's what she did. That's what Chrissy did, though. She just hopped on and knocked it out.
Well, she walked the first 2/3 and then she ran the rest of it. What I'm saying is that if you can run the last third of it, you can run every
Right,
step
you should-
of it.
well,
But
you
it's
should
just
see
so
me.
daunting.
Check out my technique on Nut Smasher. I run that effing thing.
I do not, so I'm
I don't mess
impressed.
around. All right, we are cruising through here.
The risk reward on that one there's a pretty big disparity.
As long as it's not super bowed in the middle. Sometimes it's got that extra bow in the middle, and that
Yeah.
kind of. All right, so now we're just looking at random dudes. Is there someone else near the women? Since there's two of you, Lee. I see Lee. We have Bo here, right? I don't know where Lee is.
That's right, we're here now. Here we
Yeah,
are.
I
I think Lee's holding down the finish line, or maybe the rig, but we're almost to Sawtooth. We'll see these girls in just a second.
Okay, Air Force Ken texted me. He went to text. That's right. I got Air Force Ken's phone number. Yeah, man. I don't know where these guys coming from. Half the top 25 look out of place. So at least it wasn't the podium that got screwed up, because that always makes it messy. So it's at least
True.
it's-
But there's that secondary podium, right, of the guys that would be the not world level racers like a Kempson or a Killian or a Woods. That 4th through 7th is really like that secondary podium,
right.
and you hate to see those guys lose that opportunity.
But if a bunch of people did not get lost, then you can't really say it's the race. That's what I always say. If everybody got lost, then it would be the race.
Yeah, but like you said, it takes one person. One person breaks the tape or goes off, and every person behind them follows them. It's tricky.
Covering these live events gets me so motivated, says Stan DeBot 187. Sounds like a fake name, but it's not. I'm going to have that conversation, that 2012 Vermont conversation with you, Bracken. Maybe we'll do a podcast or something. I want to discuss that with you.
That was quite a day. I think that's a top 10 day in the history of our sport.
I'm going with 5, but again, we'll talk about it later. Look how pretty that is. Look at that beauty.
All right, here come the girls. I'm going to get a better side just so the sun's not behind us. It is a beautiful view, though. Looks like Chrissy and Rachel and Tiffany are just running hand in hand. It's going to be a great finish here. It's going to come down to the rig.
Here they come.
Chrissy has the ability to win this race.
Yeah, she's I'd say 50 yards back. She's going to make all her time up on the obstacles. We know that.
All right, here we go.
Look at that. Rachel's taken a lot of time to start this obstacle. I think she'll be faster through it, but she took a lot of time to start it.
Yeah, and she's not new, right? She's done this a ton.
Well, we've talked about this. We talked about this on an episode last week, that there is sometimes you get there tired and you think, I can't do this without a couple breaths, but then you get on it.
Look at the reach there. Look at that.
Yeah, that was good. Then you get on the monkey bars and you realize I didn't need my legs or lungs for this anyways.
Come on, Chrissy, you got to make it up here.
For her to have any shot at this race still, she's got to have a fast descent.
Yeah, she's got to do a little swing action.
It's the difference of going hand over hand on the descent and matching. See what she goes with. Look at that. Whew. No, that was unnecessary.
What happened?
That guy broke her stride twice and directed her the wrong way. Now, what was that? A second? 2 seconds it cost? But at this stage of the game, there's no need for that.
Oh, I thought he was telling her the right way to go.
No, he just got in her way.
Stan says, is there a penalty or must they be completed to continue? It is must complete. There is no penalty. They just must complete the obstacle or they cannot make the podium.
Matt, what's your take? I don't know if you and I have ever discussed this. What's your take on obstacle failure and what the penalty should be?
I think what the penalty should be, I think you should have to complete the obstacle. It is an obstacle race. I don't think we should have penalties.
Okay.
If we're gonna have penalties, you got to do a loop over a burpee. I can tell you that.
I'm in 100% agreement. I think it's either mandatory completion or a task to complete. There should be no judgment needed.
Correct.
And I also believe the punishment should fit the crime. If you fail a rig, I think the loop should be more like a farmer's carry, something that punishes your hands. Or something tiring, a crawl, a thick terrain run. Not just hop off into a 200-meter flat run.
Yeah, I like MOC as we call it. Just seems to make the most sense.
I do. I like it in theory. The problem is when it works too well and you just have a log jam of people standing around.
Yeah, that's the only
race
right. That's the one. That's the crux.
I love the theory of it.
Lloyd weighing in mandatory. Well, thanks, Lloyd. Lloyd
Get
does
better.
in fact co-own Savage.
Mandatory is better every single time until there's a 15-minute wait somewhere and the race is done. And now it's just survival. And that's the only downside.
But it feels like we're getting better at figuring that out. I mean, look at Lee. He's building a new rig every week and people are doing them. So we're doing, there's a way to do it.
Yeah, and that's why I said it's a great thing. But you look at today's finish and that's exciting. And then there's been other finishes and other races where one person's done and 15, 20 minutes later, the next person crosses the line. And that's the only downside.
All right, Chrissy's made up a little bit of time here. She's cut that gap down considerably. We got our top 3 ladies coming to cargo, Battering Bird, right into Colossus, right into the rig.
Oh, it's going to have an exciting finish, Bracken. I'm excited about this.
Do you think anyone fails anything in this final gauntlet?
The rig.
You think the rig's going to get someone?
All right, let's get a better shot here, though. It's too low. There we go.
If it gets anyone, it's going to get the women on the final transition off of rope ladder, I think. Oh, we're going to make up some time here with some flipping. Rachel's not flipping.
She only went with the one flip, though.
It's true. All 3 went with one flip. Opportunity lost.
I'm a little scared still. I don't do the flip either.
It's all right.
I got to practice sometime.
If you ever lose a world title for it, though, I told you so.
Okay, here we go. Battering Bird.
Oh, this is tough. This is when you're gassed, but you can't walk into an obstacle at this point. Oh, there it is.
There's a failure.
Tiffany approached that well. She didn't reach out far. She's keeping those right in her center line.
Look at that.
Oh, we're so close to the end. You can rest in like 1 minute. And I know it's easier said than done, but if she loses this race, she's going to look back at that moment right there and think, why did I walk in and out of that obstacle? Although so will Chrissy.
Look at this battle, though. They're just walking. They're too tired to run up the hill.
This is like that 12th round of a heavyweight fight where people can't lift their hands up.
Well, luckily, this isn't muddy. If it was muddy, they couldn't do what they just did.
No, they couldn't.
Everybody pulling for Chrissy here. We got several people in a row pulling for Chrissy.
You know, when you wear a team OCR jersey to the event, you've got a whole crew behind you. Oh, we stalled out.
Can't she hang on?
Don't take the time. Just get out.
She's trying to dry her hands.
It's not even worth it at this point. They're already soaked. Get out.
I want to talk to you more about that later. That's interesting because we all think, well, now she's drying it on the sign.
I mean, it's smart. There's just.
I think she wants to catch her breath. She's just dying.
She's lucky that they're both walking because
somebody's going to run. Somebody's going to run.
And I know they're trashed, but think how much time you're losing here.
Well, we're gonna.
We got gloves being pulled out of a dry Ziploc bag. Tiffany's got to attack her right now.
That is allowed. She carried it with her.
Yeah, and I'm a fan of it, but she should have been putting those on as she was walking. She walked that whole time without putting them on. And
here we go. Here's the race. Here's the race right here. Here's the victory or not.
Now, I'm not saying she will get through it, but Tiffany is very solid with her grip, and she has good body awareness on obstacles.
Well, they're both super obstacle proficient. We know that.
Yeah, and that's why you just can't spot someone a lead going into an obstacle when you know she's good at it.
Right. Well, when they go back and watch this later, they'll probably think that. If we ask them now, they'll probably be like, I don't know, because their brain's fried. But if we go back and look later,
And I mean, I get it. They're trash. They've been switching leads for 40 minutes. And now Tiffany's in a point here where this is smart. Chrissy just fell off. There's no rush for her now. All she has to do is get through this on her first try. So, I mean, theoretically, she could stay up there right now until Chrissy gets to the edge of the cheese board.
Good job, Tiff.
See how these Best possible technique here is swing big and skip.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Oh,
Did she hit the bell?
no, but she pushed off the truss and she started
You
sliding.
can't, Tiffany. You got to stay in the same lane. Yep. Start over. Yep. Sorry.
Bo on top of things there, letting him go back. It looks like a lot of people are doing that though.
So this is what I talked about, Matt. This transition from that rope ladder to those staggered rings. It's really tough if you don't have a wingspan and you can't skip that second ring.
Right.
Because if you can pull down the first one, you get its full swing and you can skip. But if you can't bridge that, grabbing the second ring, there's that really jarring drop down.
Can I kick it?
All right, so now we have Chrissy back in the lead.
Guys, she didn't even mean to grab that lane. She's spinning all over the place. She grabbed the first ring she
Right.
could.
But she
Right, it
also
was right
kicked the
there.
truss though. But she also kicked the truss.
Yeah, she didn't grab it. I made a judgment call on that when I saw it as well.
So Chrissy, I don't believe, knows that big drastic drop from ring 1 to 2 is about to happen. So we'll see what happens when she hits that.
Yeah, it's not over yet.
Here comes Tiffany as well.
So what's funny, Matt, is that now all that walking up didn't matter. Who cares about the strategy? Watch this drop here when she lets go. Oh, that's so jarring. I wonder if Tiffany will try to skip it or if she'll slowly transfer that slack down to that second one until it's fully
You're almost
added.
done. You got this.
Guys, who do we have here? Miranda's showing up to the rig as well.
Well, this race is coming full circle for her.
You guys need probably.
Oh,
I'm getting choppy signal, Bracken. How are you?
Yeah, I'm totally blank.
We lost you. We lost you. There we go. Now it's nice
My
and clear.
back? Yep.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and it's really clear. So maybe
So
don't
Tiffany's
move.
back on the rope ladder. And now we'll see how she navigates that jarring drop from ring 1 to 2.
She's going to get it. She's looking strong here.
She's got to skip. There
It's
you
a
go.
she's
long,
getting that
it's
big
like
swing
7.
going.
It's probably 7 feet, guys. She's got it.
There she goes. There she goes. Can you stay on the
Nice
second
job,
third place women
Tiffany.
though?
Yeah, we're going to stay here.
Yeah.
All she's got left is yank my chain.
Which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
going to be really difficult today with her hands smoked.
Right, but let's go back and catch second and third
Yeah.
here first.
Yep. Sorry, I got to reset the gimbal here.
It's okay.
No,
You
I'm
can,
not,
or you can just hold it at this point if you want.
I'm not rooting for or against anyone, but it would be really cool to see Miranda regain a
Come
podium.
all the way back.
Yeah.
We've got a 4th place girl coming as well.
But if
got another
obstacles are
girl
her
coming.
problem, I don't think it's going to happen. You know what I mean? This is going to be your hardest obstacle.
I mean, this is a crapshoot.
Well, even if obstacles, you're amazing at obstacles, and Chrissy's getting hung up, you've got some work to do. So
The design on this obstacle is nasty.
Well, being shorter is going to help you go like under that big cargo, but not help you transition over
Well, look
the.
at fourth place this guy
Yep,
here.
you're good. I'm good. You can go.
Yeah, come on.
That's not something I've ever seen before.
Come on. Nice. You got it, dude. Yes.
This girl comes up in
Yes,
fourth
come on.
place
Nice. You got him, Miranda. Come
Fifth,
on.
maybe?
Yes.
and gets a pre-obstacle kiss from her boyfriend or husband. Who is this now making a move up in 5th? Or 4th, I suppose.
Oh, they're hanging. They're catching their breath big time. Shades of Battle Frog.
Griff is just
Kayla,
smoked.
Kayla Colby is the girl that just came up in 4th.
Kayla Colby.
We got Meg. Meg's here now. She's good at obstacles. It's coming down to this one.
We were just talking about it being difficult but not impossible because we saw the men struggle a little bit, but the women are having a slightly harder time. I still think we're okay. I do not think this is quote unquote too hard.
Not yet.
You got it.
The women today were looking more gassed.
Yeah.
I think the course really put a beating on them. The mud.
Well, and they were close to each other. The closer you are together, the more that you're redlining every inch of the course. Whereas the guys, the order was kind of set and they ran hard, but there was no like life or death battle.
Oh, wow. Come on, Chrissy. Sorry, I'm not supposed to root for people, but it's frustrating. So this is Rachel right here?
This is Miranda.
Miranda,
Miranda.
sorry.
I think Rachel got hung up on
There's
battering Bird.
nowhere from Miranda's going to try to bridge it, but there's nowhere to go.
Oh,
What am I doing wrong?
It's hard.
You gotta grab the
that's smart racing. Just flat out, what am I doing wrong? Like, get somebody who's not you outside looking at it to help you. I think that's smart.
To get this obstacle, you have to get if you can't skip that second ring, you've got to get your hand on.
Here comes Meg Julian.
You got to get your hand
Is
on
she
that second ring.
place now? Is Meg second place?
She is right
Yeah.
now.
And you
Meg
have to not
Julian,
have that
Meg
hand
Julian.
right there.
Meg Julian about to
Yes.
steal some thunder.
You got to find a way to get that second ring down below the first ring before you let go, so there's not a huge drop.
Yeah, and I would expect Chrissy as the smaller athlete to be struggling, but not these other two women, but everybody is.
Well, no, that surprising snap as it loses
when you're ready,
elevation and then hits the ground is what's getting it. So I would expect right here in red, I would expect her to get it this time because she knows that drop's coming.
So that's Meg.
But maybe
Is she
Julian,
just waiting an extra 30 seconds to catch her to
How
get
did
somewhere
his not move?
past it or whatever?
for a lot of people, yeah. For her, I think that she's feeling relatively fresh grip wise and knows now how to get through that one part.
then like the only way to skip the top is to go so I can get reach to that.
So once you transfers, you have to take a minute and play like balancing act and pull that next ring down before you let go.
Oh, she's out of control, Miranda's. Unfortunately, she's trying to. Yeah. See, now I think just rest. Just take a full 2 minutes and rest.
That's not Miranda. That's a different girl, by the way.
Sorry.
I don't know her name.
This is Miranda right here.
Cool. Miranda's just,
Amanda's
we
back.
gotta. Yeah, Miranda's back
Chrissy.
right now. This is Kayla Colby.
Oh, Kayla.
She was the girl that came up in fourth.
And
She's tried
and,
once before.
and now she's fighting for second.
Yeah, you have second through seventh all sitting here.
Here comes Meg again.
I'll just throw in that in your head.
So
Where's Dixie and Sarah? What happened to them? Do we know?
Did you touch? Yeah, you're done. Yeah. Thanks, Meg. I didn't see it. I'm sorry. I wasn't looking.
Look at
I like
Meg.
that.
Oh, honesty,
Good job, Meg.
self-judging.
Yeah, we've had a few people come through some Savage courses in the past who wouldn't have stopped for 1 second there.
Let's go, Kayla.
More on the men's side than the women's.
Okay, Kayla looks like she might make this.
Now, if she's got to get that,
There you go.
There.
Get that pipe. Come on.
Oh, you got it. You got it. Come on.
You got to swing.
You got it.
Don't grab the truck. You have to restart.
Oh my God.
You almost had it.
He's saying Kelly Glenn. Which one's Kelly Obstacle Running Adventures?
Yeah, she was the girl that, here in the black top and the purple pants.
So not Kayla, Kelly, or those two different people?
Nope, two different people. Here next we have Meg on. We've got Miranda, and then that must be Kelly Glenn.
All right, so now
back
just
of her shirt
rest.
says Glenn.
Just chill out. Don't you think?
They
Just
are.
chill out. I know you want to get going, but just wait.
That's what everybody's doing.
I wanted to put an upshot.
Chrissy was on the ground for like 4 minutes straight, just sitting and resting.
Yeah.
I guess
That was awesome.
I guess this lady here made it through Yank My Chain. Took home
I guess
first.
so.
With,
Well, after this,
yeah.
I was not.
That's what they were saying. Yeah.
I'm like, am I there?
So Tiffany, you're talking to Matt in Bracken right now.
Oh, what's up, Bracken?
How
You
you
got
doing,
any
Tiff?
suggestions you got any tips for these ladies?
You just gotta get huge momentum on the last two rings. If you can get both, kind of level it out, get a big swing back, and then just go for the pipe, you should be good. But at that point, you're so
You girls are looking gassed today. Was the mud or the hills? What do you think got you?
It was the mud, really, and just that's probably the hardest I've ran.
And both you girls were pushing.
Yeah.
Everybody
Hey,
was so
can you
tight.
get-
Pushing each other.
Can you get Kempson over here and just put the women in the background, and then we can kind of see both? Can you talk to Kempson, but put the women in the background?
Kempson's over there in a trucker hat to the left.
Oh, right here. Hey, Ryan, you want to talk to Matt and these guys while we're going to have the ladies in the background? We'll have to do it like this so we can kind of. I'll just relay to you.
All right. Let me know.
Hey, good work out there.
It said great. Here, let's just do this. I'm going to turn my Bluetooth. All right, now that you can hear it, now you can. You guys
Hey, that
say
was
something
great
to
work.
Matt?
That was
Ryan,
great
sorry.
work out there. That was an impressive performance.
Matt, you there?
You guys hearing us at all? I think we're having some audio technical difficulties
Matt, can you
here.
hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I lost them on the other end, so I guess we're going to do some live video for now.
All right, let's just say for the record that you're talking to Matt, Silence, and Bracken.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Bracken.
Yeah.
Just- I don't think that got lost on me.
Well,
Bracken.
you reached all the way to it.
I guess so. I mean,
And
I would have
yeah,
grabbed the.
So you.
Tiffany's out here coaching people through now.
All right, let's give everybody an update. So now we got 3 women, well, 2 women on the other side, and Meg.
So we
coming
no longer
under.
have a race. We have a survival
Right.
competition here. Is this Miranda back?
Is it Miranda or Rachel?
We got Miranda making her bid. She's looking real strong, to be honest. She can keep the momentum.
Big swing.
Yeah, you don't rush this group.
She's got it.
There it is.
She's got it.
Let's go, Miranda!
And now she gets the reward of having to lift that chain off the
There
ground.
you have it. Second place ladies. This is Kelly Glenn, I believe, coming in for third. And
Now you're going
Meg
to see a bunch
battling
of it
for
in a row.
would be the third lady off the rig.
They've just watched it happen, and now you're going to see a couple in a row get it. If they bring that ring down below parallel, there you go. Now swing it out. Oh my goodness. What happened there?
Tough move.
There's a female getting through on the far end. We just saw a girl get through.
Who was that?
We just
I
had
don't
a
know.
girl pass actually to the other side.
She had a gray tank top.
She
Are
could be
we
in
sure
third.
she completed all the other obstacles too?
I couldn't see if she had a band or not, but she just flew through that one.
She snuck by me.
So this is interesting. On this day, you could have walked the course, stayed really, really, really fresh, and just made each obstacle on your first time, and you would have gone top 3.
If only we knew.
Isn't that bizarre?
Oh, if only we knew.
All right, so we just had a third woman through. So the podium's set now.
No, we don't know. Well, actually, according to the finisher, I'm looking at the finisher stats. Tiffany's the only one to have come through.
But
I don't-
we've had 3 girls since her make it through.
Right, but what if they're struggling over at the other thing and we don't know?
True, but 4 women have now cleared this rig.
Can we get an update? Can you call on the radio to see who's come through? Bo? I'm looking at the leaderboard here.
Yes.
Do a quick update for you on this, on the men.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not what we want. Quick update.
That looks accurate.
Kempson, Woods, Killian. I don't know this gentleman Lee. I don't know 4 through 6.
So
Are those
Michael,
the lost guys or good guys?
I think Michael is Miranda's boyfriend or husband. I think. Yeah, he's Michael's, or he's Miranda's something. There's some relation between those two. And Mark Falcone, that's a name I recognize.
Okay. So it looks correct.
However, they're listed as age group on there.
Well, because I think the because the division is just saying it sorts correctly. So 1, 2, 3, it just sorts, and then everyone else gets an age group.
Can you go back to that screen 1 second then?
Yeah. Let me hang on. See, it just automatically sorts it once your top 3 come in.
Go down a little more though. Oh yeah, you're right. You are correct. So yeah, this looks relatively correct. You got Seth Bowmiller taking 10th, Carl in 8th, Dustin in 7th. It's a tough day out there in Maryland.
We're back at Yank My Chain.
Miranda here has her grip smoked. And this is what we were talking about. This is not a gimme after having blown out your grip. There may not be a more helpless feeling on this planet as an athlete than having the inability to squeeze your hands tight anymore. It's so helpless because you can't recover that in any amount of good time. And it's not an effort thing. It's not a mental thing. Your forearms
Guys, I'm not sure if
will
you can
not
hear
work.
me. I just want to update. Both these ladies are battling out for third. Their grip is just gone. No, sir. Their grip is gone, and they're really struggling. The rope's a little wet from Colossus.
This is going to have to happen again. You're going to have to take another 5 minutes to rest your hands.
Just joining us, recapping the men: Kempson, Woods, Killian. 1, 2, 3.
Now she's got to step on it quick. She steps on that rope. There you go. She can put, I wouldn't even pull yet. I would just step on it, stand up, and just wait. Just wait. Yep, there you are. That's the way this is going to happen if it happens. You're going to have to fight for every inch and then stand on it and rest. And then she's going to have to grip up high, take all of her weight onto it and push off the bar again, and then re-step. She probably has 2 more pulls in her. Yep, they're both stepping on the rope now.
Hey, Bo.
Check out this technique. She's actually leveraging her foot to lift it.
She's stepping the rope down.
Hey, Bo. Hey, Bo. Why is he not answering me? I've got the scoring is showing me a Taylor Cedeno in second.
Well, Miranda just snuck through there. Not snuck. She earned that. That was a long, hard day for Miranda.
But I want to get clarity on Taylor, who we did not know going into this race. I'm looking at her Instagram. She's definitely an OCR racer.
She the one in the gray tank top who snuck through?
She must have been, because I've got her in second place according to the finisher stats. Can we go to the finish line after third place finishes? And we've got a upset.
So she blew through and then must have got right through that hoist there at the end.
So here's what I got. Let's pull this up.
Because she crossed the rig, Matt, after Miranda did.
So check this out. Can you see this?
Yeah. That does not tell the story of this race right there.
Well, it kind of does. When you've got an 11-minute gap, 10-minute gap, it's like, there must have been an obstacle everyone got hung up on.
It looks like Tiffany just was the class of the field and ran everyone into the ground, and instead she battled every step of the way and then managed to get through the obstacle at the end.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I kind of like it. I kind of, Josh and I debated this, and Josh is like, 60% is failure rate's too high. And I'm like, 2 out of 3 is really good. 2 out of 3 is not too hard. What do you think?
I think that for the challenge and the spectacle, it's fantastic. In terms of calling a race, that becomes a long day there out there on the race course. It stops becoming a race at some point. When you're sitting on the ground waiting for grip to come back, you're not racing anymore. So Do I love the course? Absolutely. But in terms of excitement in racing, it ended 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, but Taylor Cedeno now has a second place finish. And who is Taylor Cedeno, you ask, right?
Yeah.
Like
No,
she's got 500 followers on Instagram. She's, you know what I mean? Like nobody knows who she is yet. And, you know, she had a great race today. This is a great quote. I like this. There's no underdogs in OCR, just someone who killed it today. What do you think about that statement?
I think the second half's true. Someone did just kill it today, but she was absolutely an underdog. And I think that's fantastic. I think that this was a really cool example of how you need to be prepared for everything, because you saw one new wrinkle, and if you were trashed coming in, it was almost impossible to handle. So no, I think that rig itself is a positive. It's exciting to watch people struggle, but as a race itself, it was anticlimactic.
Well, and thus the argument blazes on.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, we represent both sides of the coin here. So at least half the people out there are exactly with you. I don't represent the majority, I would assume. And Christopher Redman, come on. Of course it's not a trail run.
Do you represent the running public?
I don't know. I may be the figurehead of it, but I don't think I represent the everyman. Listen, I love mandatory. What was my statement? I love mandatory obstacle completion until it stops being a race, and then it's just survival. And that's cool for a lot of people, but it stopped being a race for everyone 100 meters from the finish line, and then it was just a survival fest. So I think that's the only drawback, is that you see an athletic competition with the top competitors there sitting on the ground in the middle of the competition. And that changes it. I'm not saying it's worse. It's just different.
I mean, everybody's got the same goal. Get to the finish line faster.
Tuesday.
Did I tell you I debate that, actually?
No.
So I'm on a run one time, and I hear this, fan of the Running Public podcast, and I hear this. Everyone has got the same goal. Get to the finish line faster. I'm like, maybe it isn't. Some of us just want to go longer. Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe our goal isn't get to the finish line faster. Maybe it's complete my first 50 miler, you know, thinking from the endurance side of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you could read into it a bunch of different ways, but I think our intent is that you want to get to the finish line as well as possible. Faster is the catch-all word for doing it well, but when you're out on course, rarely are people thinking, I wish I were slower today.
I just thought it was an interesting way to phrase it. That's all.
Yeah. Well, and we say that on Tuesday, only on our Tuesday episodes, right?
I feel like you have the same intro every time.
Maybe we do. Tuesday changes up a little bit. Oh yeah. But anyways, the purpose of all of it is to give people the tools to become better runners. So better might be go find a longer race, but I don't think anyone approaches it with, I hope it takes me forever. That's my take. Not everyone's a competitive racer, and we know that, but everyone wants to, once you've done 100 miler even, your goal next time is to do it better.
Right. I want to get both of these tickers at the same time. I don't think I can.
I'm impressed with the ticker game to start with, though.
Oh, hang on. Let me fix this.
So I do want to be clear that I am not against mandatory obstacle completion. In fact, I love the idea of it, but the single drawback is that it turns it into the only sport where people are resting in the middle of the competition, not moving.
Yeah,
and that's strange.
Right. I mean, I would agree. I would agree. I'm going to assume we've lost them and maybe wrap it up here in a minute. I thought we were going to get a chance to talk to our new second place person, Taylor, because you don't just want to look at us all day.
I will say this: the fact that the top couple men made it through really well, and several of the women made it through well, and the rest struggled, says that the rig was not too hard; it was unexpected, and that if they had it next week and all the same people showed up, we would have a much, much higher completion rate. And so I don't think you can judge it on the first occurrence. I think you need to judge it by like the 5th time these people have seen it. If it's still impossible, it's impossible. But these women are going to adapt really quickly.
Well, I just want to give Savage credit.
Yeah.
We are on the Savage broadcast, but can we just give them credit for trying, and for this whole year they just keep trying and giving us new things to look at. And they even changed between a Friday and a Saturday, between a full and a blitz with the chain. And we love our Spartan races, but we do think they're a little too narrow, right?
Yeah, this is a year where it could be very easy to say people are starved for events, we'll give you anything. And Savage isn't just putting on events, they're actually still innovating and progressing and trying new things out. And that speaks to who's working behind the scenes and in front of the scenes there. It'd be easy to give a throwaway product, and they're not doing that.
It says you need to spell Miranda's name correctly. I did. Keel Pinsky. Hang on. Keel Pinsky. I did spell it correctly.
You might have done a capital I.
Hang on.
It's either an L or a capital I.
Come on, guys. What the heck's going on here?
You know what people aren't nervous to do?
Criticize anything?
Impolitely. There's a difference between you need to and, oh, could you please?
Right. All fixed. Well, Bracken, I think we're not going to get them back. So, let's talk about the next Savage race.
What's on deck for us, Matt?
I'm pulling up the map as we speak. The next Savage race will be locations. Will be Ohio. Sorry, no, today was Maryland. Ohio, May 15th. That's a mere 2 weeks from now. Ohio, have you done this course?
I have not done it, but I have extensively studied this course, Matt.
Why is that?
Because it's drivable for me, and so I know I'll be there at some point. So I've watched all their coverage of it, and it is their outlier course. It is the farthest away from their stereotypical Savage courses they have because it's on a ski hill.
Oh, I didn't know that. What's that one place that all the races were at for a while there? Wasn't there an Indiana or Ohio course that was like a permanent course that there were a bunch of races at?
The Mud Guts and Glory.
No, come on.
Oh, King's Domain?
No, not King's Domain. Come on. I know that one.
Well, then I'm not sure.
I'm asking you because you're the Midwest guy.
The Wilds?
Maybe?
I don't know. Illinois had a permanent one.
Called what?
I thought that was the Mud Guts and Glory one. Marseilles?
Yeah. What was Marseilles? Marseille?
I thought that was Mud Guts and it should be Marseille, but we're in the Midwest, so we say Marseilles.
No, Mud Guts and Glory is the first OCRWC. They had their own race, but Marseille was something else. Somebody from the Midwest is gonna.
Yeah, Marseilles had some permanent course there, and everyone went there, and it was awesome. Anyways, Ohio Spartan race. You got me talking. Ohio Savage race is on the side of a ski hill, and it's a pretty gnarly course. It's not a groomed ski hill. The grass is pretty long in parts, and the woods in parts. If you ever want to watch a good race, go back and watch, I believe 2018. It's 2018 or 2019 Savage race where Crigliano and VJ Jones battle it out on the men's side. And you get a sense of what the course is, and also one of the best finishes I've ever watched in OCR.
Looks like we're trying to we're one last ditch effort to get some athletes. So we'll just give it a couple minutes and then we'll pop off. Hills, and more hills in Ohio.
Yeah,
there we go.
A lot of vert for Savage race.
There we go. Here's Lee. And he's gone. Glenn Race says we're neat. Thanks, Glenn.
Glenn, you're neat. Would you like to interview me as if I'm Woodsy and then Kempson and then Killian?
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do that.
Do Woodsy first. Woodsy, you came in super confident, but you couldn't catch Kempson. Talk to me about the race.
Man, it is what it is. I was fast coming in. Training's been going good. I'm definitely faster than I was in Jacksonville, but Kempson's aggressive. He got out faster than I really thought he would. And a couple times I just had a slip or something through an obstacle or a section, and he was real smooth, and it was really tough. I got onto that cheese board at the end, and it kind of went sideways on me, and I just lost a couple seconds. So I don't know. Nothing. I can't be upset with it. I ran well, but just wasn't my day.
Oh my God, that was perfect. All right, Kempson, never a doubt today, huh?
I don't know. Woods is so fast. It's tough. You can never. There's never anything taken for granted against him. But training's been going good. I've trained through a lot of the races early in the season, and so I know my fitness is pretty high, and that I hadn't seen the best version yet. So I was just excited to go out there and run as hard as I could and see what happened.
Why is this not a feature on your show? You should do this for every race.
Yeah. Killian's waiting, guys. Should we toss to him?
Yeah, Killian. Sorry, Killian. How did it go out there? You came in nursing a little bit of an injury. How did he feel at the start line?
Yeah, no excuses. I've been doing a lot of different things, between my National Guard stuff and then trying High Rocks, trying Deca Fit. I did have a calf injury early on in High Rocks, but I'm not gonna pass up on the opportunity. I've been eyeing this race for a while. I've wanted to do this. I've never done a Savage. It's close to where I am now that we're in the DC area, and cool obstacles. A lot of innovation here. I like what they're doing with it, and I'm excited to come out to some more in the future and hopefully come back when I've got some late season fitness under my belt.
All right, can we just keep going? Can I throw you to other racers that weren't there today?
If you want, we can hit the female side.
No, let's not go there. How about Hunter McIntyre? Hunter, what did you think? Did you watch the race today?
I did not watch this race because I was lifting hard, running fast, and honestly, I'm preparing for a race that none of these guys could even show up to. Listen, you're laughing, Matt, but that's the reality. As long as I'm here, I run this game. All right? This isn't Kempson and Woodsy can play around carrying little sticks in the woods, but at the end of the day, there's one macho big daddy, and it's me, and they all know that they can come and get it whenever they want.
This is unbelievable. Do you have a Matt B. Davis? Hey, Matt, how did the coverage go today on the YouTube?
Hey, good morning, everyone. Oh, wow. That's it. That's all I got for you.
Oh, my God. I'm dying. Tamara says, spot on, Hunter. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you, Bracken. We'll see you next time here. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And so happy to be back out there racing, everybody. And have a great rest of your weekend.
Thank you, Savage Race. Keep putting on awesome events, and we're going to keep tuning in.